So this is my 93 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. If you haven't seen the initial video where I took a look at it after it was dropped off, check out the link in the description. The video that you're watching now is actually taken by the previous owner, the man who sold it to me, the king of Cadillacs, my friend Anthony of SpecialtyMotorCars.net. So the history on this car is it was bought brand new from King Cole Chevrolet Olds Cadillac in Oak Hill, West Virginia, and it was owned by a man and his wife in Summersville, West Virginia, and sometime around 2013 I believe it was sold to its second owner, a guy who actually lived 2 blocks away from the first owner. And sometime in 2015 or 16 I believe the car was involved in a slight run-in with a deer, and that's what caused the damage. You can see in the picture here there's actually more damage than the rest of that video showed. The hood was also crumpled, and the owner was able to put a new hood on it, but none of the rest of the damage was fixed. The headlight assembly and marker light assembly was smashed. The fender is warped and curled at the front edge where it meets the hood. You can see the bumper is damaged in multiple ways, and obviously the grille was smashed out. So Anthony bought the car, but it sat around for a little over a year. He never had a chance to get the work done to it, so he sold it to me for $1,500. In the time that it had been sitting, I had blown a brake line and a power steering line. They just rotted out. And this is why the dash is lit up like a Christmas tree, because traction control, ABS, actually there wound up being multiple blown brake lines. The car might have been sitting in the dirt, or something where it was stored before, and brake lines and power steering metal line parts seem to always have a tendency to rot out when a car sits around. So the plan was, we were gonna, me and my friend Dave were gonna go up there to New Hampshire or Massachusetts where this car was, and we were gonna patch the brake line, replace the power steering hose, pop a headlight in it, and drive it like 125 miles back to Connecticut. Fortunately, Anthony was picking up a car that he bought at auction, and so he delivered it to the place in Connecticut where we store our cars. So that worked out real well, because this car ended up being a real pain in the neck to fix, and I think we were crazy for thinking we could have drove this home. There was not a single brake line that was intact. All brake lines were blown, so I ended up replacing all the brake lines in the whole car, and actually replaced the power steering pump. So we fixed the fender by bending out that curled part by the hood with a dead blow hammer. We were able to get the headlight and the marker light in, the grille, put that in, everything. The bumper still needs to be actually replaced, but we did straighten it out with some creative methods, which I have a whole video of that will be coming up. And the tires were really old and really dry rotted. Now we knew that. We weren't going to try and drive the car back from Massachusetts with those tires. That was never the plan. We were just going to bring a good set of tires for it and swap them before we left. So it took a lot longer than I thought it would to get this car fixed up and brought back home to New Jersey. Of course, I only work on weekends, and I got this car in November, so we're talking about 2 holidays interrupting things. But I brought it home at the beginning of January, and this car is beautiful. I mean, I still need to replace that front bumper. I still need to replace the fender, which I do have a replacement fender for that car and a replacement bumper. I'll put the bumper on probably in the spring. The fender, it's the wrong color, so I'll have to be painted, so I'll do that at some point later. The fender damage is not that obvious, but it needs to be done. After 2 months of sitting around the Hortatorium up in Connecticut, I just wanted to get this car drivable, presentable looking, and get it back home to Jersey. So since it's been home, I've just been doing some maintenance stuff and little repairs that it needed, and just driving it, and it's been a fantastic car. Let me tell you, nothing rides quite like a Cadillac. So that's where things are at with my 93 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. This car is a pleasure to own and drive, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to be taking this on a road trip down to Virginia at the end of February, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Anyway, stay tuned to my channel for some more videos about the Cadillac, including my friend Johnny's going to give you a tour of the Cadillac, you know. And you'll get to see how he straightened out the bumper, which I think is rather unconventional and probably stupid. But anyway, that's all there is for now. But hey, maybe you'll see me driving my Cadillac around Jersey. So until next time, have a good one.